It's that time again. Time for the Steam Winter Sale, 2023 edition. Well, this has been an interesting year for me. I have started a new job in a new country, but that has led to me not having a decent computer at the moment for gaming, and also not always having access to Steam. So, being in one of those moments now, this is probably going to be my least interesting to watch videos, as I'm probably just going to throw in a bunch of stock footage, whatever I can find, to kind of fill in the space. But it's also sort of why looking at my Steam year in review has been great. I've decided to sort of make a best of my year, and that's best of what I've played, which is mostly not that new, but it is also honest. It is what I've played. But the Steam year in review, it was just really sad because I was able to enjoy a lot of hours of gaming right up until the move, and then it's just empty for the last few months. Something I hope to fix in the new year. But for this video, what I'm going to be doing is giving you, I think, about 10 recommendations and a couple freebies at the end, as is usual. So let's get into it. The first game I am going to talk about is Monster Hunter Rise. This is $40 at base. Steam currently has it on sale already at $16. Fanatical even a bit cheaper, under $14. You can get it with the DLC Sunrise for about $30 on Steam and $25 on Fanatical. It's not a wholehearted recommendation. Over the last few months, I've only really been playing on my Switch, and this is one I have on my Switch. Some negatives: the tutorials are terrible, the battles take forever, there's a 50-minute time limit on most of them, and I probably got pretty close, to be honest, and it's a lot of grinding and not a lot of story. But I do think that this game has decent reviews for a reason. I would put this as a Souls-like game for people who want it to be a bit easier, a bit different. Why do I say that? It's got less lore. It's got a hub area with a few maps to go through. You still have the grinding, and you still have the boss battles. Oh, the boss battles. And the monsters can run away for 3, 4, 5 times if you're not good like me. But you don't lose absolutely everything every time that you die. That, for me, is a big win. It's also one you don't have to totally pay attention to the story. You don't have to worry about killing the wrong person and then that ruining your run or any of those kind of things. You still have lots of weapon choices. You still have a lot of the dodging, rolling combat. And in this one, you have cute buddies that are cats and dogs that you can also armor up with pretty much the pelts of everything that you've killed along the way. So, not wholehearted recommendation, but I will say, if what I said sounds good to you, and you like killing giant, beautiful creatures, this game is for you. Next is an old standby, Dead by Daylight. I don't think I've mentioned it for a while in the sales videos. Currently $20, no sale, but it usually does go on sale during the big sales. And I'm going to say this, it just keeps going. With them adding Ash Williams, voiced by Bruce Campbell, and now Nick Cage, voiced by Nick Cage, we also have IP like the Xenomorph from Aliens and Chucky from Child's Play. They just keep adding interesting things that keep me coming back. Around June, July, I was playing a lot of Dead by Daylight again, and I probably will be again next year. It keeps coming back because I keep playing it and because I keep enjoying it. Along with that is their other game. I think I mentioned this in the previous sale video. Meet Your Maker. $30. Steam Current, $18. But you might as well get the deluxe version for $20. I will say this. Meet Your Maker is better with friends. You are essentially going into dungeons and taking the treasure and leaving. The dungeons, most of them, created by other players. It's a fantastic concept. It works pretty well. Of course, it depends on which dungeon you're going in and who made it, but overall, it is a very fun game, and I highly recommend that you give it a try. But again, I totally think that it's better with friends because you have such limited ways and ammo to destroy things that it's just so much easier and more fun when not every little mistake is going to set you back to zero. Another game better with friends, Wingspan. $20 at base, current, and best is $10 on the Steam store. This is much cheaper than you would be getting it in the physical version, and it allows you to play with friends in other places. There's also the new Oceania expansion. The European expansion was great, so I'm imagining that the new expansion will also be very worth playing. Next is another Lego game, Lego Batman. I think I recommended this before, but now I've actually played it. It's $20 at base, now $4.19 on Fanatical. I guess they didn't want to go for the $4.20. Lego games typically go for $5 if they've been around for a while on virtually any of these sales. I'd probably say go ahead and get the trilogy if it works out to be cheaper than $5 a game. It's just a lot of fun getting to play as both the Batman hero side and the villain side, which I actually thought the villain side was a bit more fun. You get to see, in a way, both sides of the story. It was a lot of fun. I recommend it like I recommend most Lego games. The Forgotten City, $25 at base, currently $10 at GOG and Green Man Gaming. I just love this game. This is one I will probably go back and play again. It is time loops, it is puzzle, it is some really interesting characters. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was glad we played it for the podcast. I keep thinking about this one, and that to me is a good sign. So if you have not tried The Forgotten City, now is a great time. Next is an old favorite of mine, but of course it's going to annoy Darren that I am once again mentioning it on a sales video, and that is the Valve bundle, which I believe is called the Valve Complete Pack. $145 at base, currently $100. I think that's always the bundle price. It's dropped by about 30%. During the big sales, though, it usually drops between $20 to $30. It's a great deal. You get a lot of great games. I've gotten, I don't know how many hours out of that bundle, and I don't think I've even played everything in it yet. But the biggest reason I want you to buy it is I want you to play Portal 2. It is one of my top games of all time. When I think about how much I miss gaming, Portal 2 always comes to mind. And it is so cheap. When it goes on sale, like it is currently on itch.io, it is now 50 cents. An unbelievable price for a game which is essentially 2 games in one, with the single player and the co-op mode being completely different puzzles. It's just an amazing game. Steam low is about $1, and I would expect it to hit that again if you want to get it on Steam. The reason I'm bringing it up in this sales video is there is yet another new free mod coming from this amazing modding community that surrounds Portal 2. This one is called Portal Revolution. I believe it's launching in early January, so it is just around the corner. If you get Portal 2 for 50 cents to $1, you're essentially getting 2 games with one in this. And also, remember that we have covered other mods like Portal Reloaded and Portal Stories Mel. So, with those 3 mods, and essentially Portal 2 being 2 games in one, you're kind of getting 5 games for that price. If you like these kind of puzzle games, there's no better deal out there. Also, with the idea of Portal is Escape Simulator. It is $10 at base, current best, $11.24 on Steam. And I'm recommending it because it has Portal Escape, which is free DLC. And I already wanted this game, but I definitely want this game now. To make up for the fact that I'm mentioning that Valve bundle yet again, I will say let's talk about Cube Escape and the Cube Escape Collection. $5 at base, currently $2.50 at itch.io. Lowest on Steam has been $1.50. I recommend Cube Escape as a fantastic way to see what Rusty Lake can be like in smaller bite-sized chunks. Of course, Samsara Room is free to try. They also have their new game, Underground Blossom, which I'm pretty sure that Darren is going to talk about in his video. Please go check that out. The link will be in the show notes below and also in the end card. The last game I'm going to talk about for the sale is Bugsnax. $25 at base, has hit a low of $8.50, currently not on sale but probably will be in this sale. I did mention this one in a sales video before, though I believe that was in preparation of buying it, which I did, and I have played it this year, and it was one of the best new to me games that I have played this year. It is cute, it is dark, it is funny. A couple of the characters are a bit annoying, but overall, it's just a really fun story and experience with exploration and puzzle elements, and well worth playing. It's one that I will probably play again. To me, this has the same kind of heart and character and even some similar design to what you might expect from Muppet Creations. And that to me is a fantastic thing. So if any of those things sound remotely interesting to you, check out Bugsnax. I think you'll like it. One quick note is there is a game coming soon that I would recommend you put on your wish list if you happen to like The Hex or Inscription or, yes, Pony Island. Because Pony Island 2 is probably going to be coming out next year. If you are like me and you do not like spoilers, you'll want to get to Pony Island 2 before the rest of the world gives away everything. I'm going to end the video, as I usually do, with a couple freebies. The first is Puppet Master, the game. Puppet Master is one of my favorite B-horror movies. I have watched it a lot of times. I would highly recommend, if you like B-horror movies, to watch Puppet Master and Puppet Master 3. Playing the game feels a bit B-movie-ish, but you do get to play as the puppets, and you get to see the world from their perspective. The controls are awkward, the game is incredibly rough around the edges, but it was fun to play around with for a bit and just see what they were trying to do. And if that sounds interesting to you, give it a try. The other freebie I want to talk about today is called Gubbins, Gubbins. Gubbins is a mobile game that is free to play once a day, or you could pay to unlock it and have it be unlimited. It is a word game where you play on a 9x9 grid. It's a bit like Scrabble if Scrabble fought back. There are some helpful gubbins, there are some hurtful gubbins, and I've just really enjoyed playing the daily each day. So it's a freebie if you want, it's a cheap if you want to do more, and if you do end up buying it, some of that money does go towards charity. So good all-around game. And with that, that's the end of this year's video for me. Do check out Darren's video if you have not already. He's got a lot more to say, and his video will look quite a bit better than mine, where I've been stuck without today being able to get the video that I want. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully you'll find some good sales. So get out there, happy gaming, and happy shopping.